Enjoy!
Wait, hold on. Where the real food? No mac and cheese, no stew box?
It's there. Just balanced.
Daddy, that's your carbs, your veg, and your protein.
You said you want to live a long time, right?
Yeah, but not like a rabbit.
We're not cutting on your belly. We're fixing it. Less grease, more good life.
Them bitches have a real vibe, eh?
Daddy, healthy is good too, you know.
My plate, a healthy plate. Eat good, feel good, live good.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Nutrition in collaboration with the Caribbean Development Bank and the Inter-American Development Bank.
Hey guys, I'm going to donate blood at the National Blood Bank. Let's go.
Hello, good morning. I am Kisel Lindsay and I'm going to be doing your blood collection.
The first thing I had to do was complete a registration form and do a mini physical, which was super easy, just to make sure I was healthy enough to give blood. Then I got to chill in this big comfy chair while the phlebotomist prepped me for the blood donation. The actual donation time takes about 5 minutes and is surprisingly pretty comfortable. Be a blood donor. Your action can save a life.
Time check brought to you by Massey Home, your way to a beautiful home.
You're watching Choice TV, the people's choice for TV. This segment of the news brought to you by Bank of St. Lucia, all the bank you need. Hello everyone, welcome to Choice News Now Prime. I'm Shane Cherry. Watch the broadcast live on our Choice TV Facebook page, Choice TV SLU, and our YouTube channel at Choice TV St. Lucia, or listen to the simulcast. We're on Liberty Radio 92.3 FM. In the news tonight, Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre signals a possible review of St. Lucia's $6.52 minimum livable wage. The SLDB secures a $20 million Taiwan loan facility to support housing and infrastructure development. Pest control experts warn of cockroach risks and urge St. Lucians to adopt effective eradication measures. And in news from the region, Guyana's attorney Sharandas Prasad questions the merger charges against MV Barina crew over the intent requirement. In our top story tonight, nearly 2 years after St. Lucia introduced its first national minimum living wage, Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre is signaling that a review of the $6.52 hourly rate could be on the horizon. With the cost of living continuing to place pressure on working households, questions are mounting over whether the current minimum wage remains adequate. Pierre has acknowledged those concerns and says the government is considering whether an adjustment is necessary. Kishana Smith begins our newscast.
Over time, questions surrounding low wages and inadequate compensation have persisted, particularly among workers whose jobs demand significant physical labor but have historically attracted modest remuneration. That reality was among the considerations behind St. Lucia's historic move to establish a national minimum livable wage in 2024. The policy, which was announced on August 1st, 2024, and became legally effective on October 1st of that year, established a minimum wage of EC $6.52 per hour, EC $52 per day, and EC $1,131 per month, with approximately 13,000 workers expected to benefit. But almost 2 years later, the question has resurfaced. Is that wage still enough to sustain a worker in St. Lucia? Prime Minister Philip J. while making no pronouncements, recently hinted at an increase in the minimum wage, highlighting that it is now a matter for consideration. His comments come during the official ceremony marking the disbursement of August salaries to school support staff. At Monday's pre-cabinet press briefing, Prime Minister Philip J. was pressed to elaborate on the government's consideration, with questions focusing on what is driving the discussion and the factors being weighed in determining whether further action is necessary.
The minimum wage is dynamic. We have one, and if you remember, I've said before that we may be looking at the possibilities of having different minimum wages for different types of jobs. If you recall, I said so. I think it might be in a budget somewhere. But what we want to ensure is that we can't be static. This government will never find itself in a situation where we have years and years before we review the minimum wage.
Pierre's remarks place renewed attention on the purchasing power of workers at the lower end of the wage scale, particularly as the cost of basic necessities continues to shape household finances. As to whether the current minimum wage remains sufficient to meet the economic demands confronting St. Lucians, the Prime Minister made it clear that the figure was not arbitrarily determined. He pointed instead to the work of the Minimum and Livable Wages Commission, which was established in 2022 and undertook consultations with stakeholders before the government settled on the current rate.
The current minimum wage wasn't calculated from my head. It was done by a committee, and it's called minimum. It's not a wage. It could be a lot more, but it can't be less. That's what's important. It's a minimum wage. It wasn't calculated by me. It was done by a combination of employers, employees, Chamber of Commerce, etc. And that is what they said at the time was the minimum wage. Whether it's enough, I will not opine, but that is what was calculated by the experts.
The possibility of a review now raises a broader issue for policymakers: whether a minimum wage established almost 2 years ago can continue to be considered a livable wage without being periodically reassessed against the realities of inflation and the cost of living. As the government considers its next move, the hope is that any adjustments made to the existing minimum wage will be enough to not only meet but support the social and economic demands of its people. For Choice News Now, I am Kishana Smith.
The United Workers' Party is looking to its next convention as a key opportunity to examine the party's future following its decisive defeat in the 2025 general election. Political leader Alan Chastney has confirmed that a convention is being considered as the UWP reviews its leadership, strategy, and relationship with the electorate, while assessing the shortcomings that contributed to its electoral performance and preparing for the next constitutionally due general election in 2030. Kishana Smith has this report.
An election victory or defeat is in many respects a referendum on public confidence. It is the electorate's opportunity to communicate through the ballot box whether a political party has earned its continued trust or whether voters believe a different political direction is necessary. For the United Workers' Party, the message delivered at the December 2025 general election was unmistakably harsh. Did the United Workers' Party fail to adequately communicate its political message? Were some of the candidates unable to galvanize sufficient support? Did the party's campaign strategy fail to resonate? Or were there deeper organizational and structural issues that had been accumulating beneath the surface? According to Chastney at a recent press conference, that consideration is well underway, with the process expected to start soon.
The process continues. Reports have been completed. And there are retreats that are being planned to go through different aspects of the party. And I think it's fair to say, when you lose an election to the extent that we did lose the election, there are rightful questions that need to be asked. And I welcome all of those questions. I only want to see the best for the United Workers' Party.
Chastney acknowledged that there are weaknesses that need to be strengthened, adding that the party will pursue the appropriate avenues to address these challenges.
There are clearly things that the party, structures within the party that we need to look at. And do you go to a convention without fixing the things that you think are a problem. And I'm going to say to you, change in any institution, whether it's government, whether it's in your home, whether it's in your business, and in a political party, always comes difficult. And you have to be very cautious on how you're bringing about change. You need to get buy-in to what that change is going to be. And that's what the party's process is right now. There will be a couple of critical meetings coming up to make a determination.
He also underscored the importance of the convention and acknowledged that the party needs to do more to rebuild the confidence and trust of the electorate.
And I will accept that we have to do more to build up people's confidence in the party. And that is why this part of the process is so important, that you get it right. That people need to see that there's been changes that are not cosmetic, and changes that are going to yield results, because the times have changed.
Contrary to critics who argue that Chasney refuses to step down from the party because he wants to remain at the helm, he dismissed such claims, noting that he is a party member at heart and remains open to exploring other positions within the party's leadership structure.
I am a flubble. I do not have to be the political leader of the United Workers' Party. Okay, that job doesn't belong to anybody forever. I'm proud of what I've been able to achieve. If in fact my role is to be completely different, silent, if my role is to be an advisor, if my role is to continue to lead, the party will decide that. And there's a process to determine leadership in United Workers' Party. And we are a party of democracy and the rule of law. And that process is a convention.
For Choice News Now, I am Kishana Smith.
With data showing only 3.5% of infants under 6 months in St. Lucia are exclusively breastfed, health officials are calling for greater support and renewed efforts to promote breastfeeding. Health officials are also addressing misconceptions surrounding breastfeeding while highlighting its nutritional and health benefits for both infants and mothers. They're also urging families and communities to play a stronger role in supporting mothers during the early stages of child development. Phoebe Popo has this story.
Infant nutrition stands at the foundation of lifelong health. Yet, current data underscores an urgent concern in St. Lucia, where exclusive breastfeeding rates for infants under 6 months remain at just 3.5%. Beyond direct nutrition, breastfeeding delivers vital antibodies that build early immunity, protect against acute infections like air and stomach bugs, and lower the long-term risk of conditions such as childhood leukemia, asthma, type 1 diabetes, and obesity. St. Lucia's Chief Nutritionist Lisa Hunt and Assistant Principal Nursing Officer Portia Ajuda are working to provide mothers and families with accurate information while addressing some of the misconceptions surrounding breastfeeding.
Breastfeeding basically is the foundation for good nutrition for children. So what the theme emphasizes is that breast milk is free, there is no cost to it, it is sustainable because it provides food security for babies, mothers don't have to pay for it, there is no trash. So it actually is good for the environment because there's no water to prepare it, you don't need bottles to use, and so it becomes environmentally friendly.
The Ministry of Health is strengthening guidance at clinics, giving mothers more access to information and support as they navigate exclusive breastfeeding during the early months.
Currently at our 32 wellness centers across the nation, we provide breastfeeding support to mothers, and before that, in the antenatal period, whilst a mother is pregnant, this mother is provided information. So very importantly, at the antenatal period, we educate our clients about breastfeeding.
Health officials say breast milk adapts uniquely to an infant's changing needs, providing nutritional and immune support as the baby grows.
There are many benefits to breastfeeding. There are benefits to the mother and to the baby. Number one, it is the best nutrition for the baby. It is the ideal food that God gave us to feed the baby. And so there is nothing out there that can emulate or be on the equal par with breast milk. It helps to build the immune system, where in terms of having diarrhea and stuff like that, it helps to prevent the children from getting this. It gives them better cognition. Children who are breastfed do better at school. And we are talking about evidence-based. We're talking about science, proven, not just saying things from our head. Breastfeeding helps the mother and the baby to bond.
Mrs. Ajuda also highlighted the benefits of breastfeeding for mothers.
With pregnancy, of course, there is weight gain, and so mothers look forward to losing all of the weight, right? So breastfeeding helps with weight loss. So this is one of the benefits. Birth spacing, so persons who breastfeed exclusively, there is, in terms of conceiving, right after, it is less.
The message from health officials is that improving breastfeeding rates in St. Lucia will require accurate information, continued guidance, and the support of families and communities. By removing misconceptions and creating a more supportive environment, the aim is to give more mothers and babies the opportunity to experience the health and development benefits of breastfeeding. Reporting for Choice News Now, I am Phoebe Popo.
Coming up, the St. Lucia Development Bank secures a US $20 million Taiwan loan facility to support housing and infrastructure development. And pest control experts warn of cockroach risks and urge St. Lucians to adopt more effective eradication measures. This stories and more coming up after the break. Stay with us. The news continues.
It's all about you and the dreams you believed, how you made your way ahead, all the goals you have achieved.
All along the way, you've been a partner so true, all the way you've seen me through.
We're all the bank you need. It's still about you and the life you're shaping now, all the doors that open wide, every step, every vow.
All along the way, you'll be a partner so true, all the way you've seen me through.
We're all the bank you need. We're the Bank of St. Lucia, so bank on your future. We're the Bank of St. Lucia, all the bank you need.
Celebrating 25 years strong. Bank of St. Lucia, all the bank you need.
What lies below St. Lucia? Witness the unveiling of St. Lucia's first underwater sculpture park, a journey through our history and identity, from our first settlers through colonial conflict, enslavement, and resistance to the remarkable persons who shaped our country. St. Lucia, come see the legends, a work of art. The National Exhibition for St. Lucia's Underwater Sculpture Park will be held on August 29th and 30th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Warehouse across the Otsa playing field. Admission is free. Come witness the sculptures before they take their final place below St. Lucia. Follow the Below St. Lucia social media pages for more information.
Welcome back. A newly signed $20 million financing agreement between the St. Lucia Development Bank and the Export-Import Bank of the Republic of China and Taiwan is expected to expand access to financing for housing and community infrastructure projects. Signed on Tuesday, August 25th, the loan facility comes as demand for affordable housing and improved infrastructure remains high, while supporting St. Lucia's broader development agenda. Kishana Smith tells us more.
A major injection of financing is on the horizon for St. Lucia's housing and infrastructure sectors, following the official signing of a US $20 million loan facility between the St. Lucia Development Bank and the Export-Import Exim Bank of the Republic of China, Taiwan. The official signing ceremony was held on Tuesday, August 25th at the St. Lucia Development Bank on Brazil Street, and thus marks another chapter in the long-standing development partnership between St. Lucia and Taiwan, and is expected to provide critical financing support for projects that have the potential to improve communities, stimulate economic activity, and create new opportunities for citizens. Chairman of the St. Lucia Development Bank, Darrell Raymond, acknowledged the harsh reality that affordable home ownership remains out of reach for many St. Lucians.
The sad reality is that home ownership has for too long remained beyond the reach of many hardworking St. Lucians. Too many St. Lucians have not had the opportunity to build equity and attain the stability that comes with affordable home ownership. This is not just an economic issue. It is also a matter of dignity and social equity. Today, by investing EC $54 million, we are taking a historic step in rectifying this problem. We are making the bold statement that low to middle income housing is a policy priority.
Taiwanese ambassador to St. Lucia, Her Excellency Nicole Su, expressed her satisfaction at another opportunity to reflect on and celebrate the long-standing and mutually beneficial relationship between St. Lucia and Taiwan.
I am therefore very honored to witness today yet again another demonstration of our the mutual our shared commitment for the improvement of the livelihood of our peoples. Indeed, adequate housing is the most fundamental need for every individual and every family. A dignified, safe, and affordable home is much more than just a shelter. It offers family a haven of security and a healthy environment for our children. Taiwan recognizes the importance of this initiative, and we are honored to be able to be part and to respond to your government policy, because it is an investment in social equity, economic development, and national development altogether.
Prime Minister the Honorable Philip G. underscored the historic significance of the agreement, describing it as the largest financial injection geared toward advancing housing development in St. Lucia.
This investment of $54 million is the largest direct investment in housing in the history of this country. And for the first time, the government is guaranteeing for a bank a substantial investment, $54 million EC dollars, with the support of a foreign financial institution, which is the Exim Bank of Taiwan. I want to express my gratitude to the directors of the bank for having the confidence in the economy of St. Lucia and the ability of St. Lucia to repay such a massive loan through a local financial institution.
The new financing arrangement is expected to strengthen the St. Lucia Development Bank's capacity to support such initiatives, providing additional capital that can be directed toward development projects with long-term social and economic benefits. It further now paves the way for the implementation phase, with stakeholders anticipating that the funding will contribute to tangible development outcomes in communities across the island in the years to come. For Choice News Now, I am Kishana Smith.
A simple sunflower is becoming a symbol of inclusion at St. Lucia Cruise Port through the launch of the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. In this edition of Port Profiles, we take a closer look at the initiative designed to ensure that those living with non-visible disabilities can navigate the port with greater confidence and understanding.
I'm very proud today to stand here as St. Lucia Cruise Port formally and officially announces the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program that will be launching come 2026-2027 cruise season. This program has been adopted by all of GPH Global Ports Holdings ports. The Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program is a global initiative designed to improve accessibility, inclusivity, for people with non-visible, hidden disabilities by providing a simple, discreet way to signal that they may need additional support, guidance, patience, or understanding while they navigate ports of entry. So this is not limited only to cruise terminals, but also to airports as well. This program was created in 2016 at London Gatwick Airport in the United Kingdom to help airport staff recognize passengers who may need additional help while they navigate the airport as per usual. The sunflower was chosen as the symbol because it represents happiness, positivity, strength, and confidence, and the program focuses on enabling participation rather than highlighting limitations. Many disabilities and chronic conditions are not always visible, yet they can significantly affect how someone experiences travel, public spaces, and services. Examples of these include neurodivergent conditions such as autism and ADHD, cognitive or neurological conditions such as dementia, Tourette syndrome, epilepsy, and brain injury. Mental health conditions such as anxiety and PTSD, chronic conditions such as lupus, Crohn's disease, fatigue syndromes, and chronic pain, as well as sensory implants that may not be as obvious, such as partial vision or hearing loss. And that is how we as St. Lucia Cruise Court are redefining the way that we look at our cruise tourism industry here, not just for our well-enabled passengers, but creating and fostering a space that is inclusive for everyone who chooses to visit our shores. And we are very proud to announce this program here today on such a momentous occasion.
This is Choice News Now Prime. More news coming up after the break. Stay with us.
We conducted a customer walkthrough exercise at the Vendors Arcade. In so being, we are able to understand from a customer point of view exactly what the experience would be like for both passengers as well as our locals. Here, we were able to outline the positives and the benefits that they would be receiving, as well as our shortfalls and how we can improve when we are relocating to the new Vendors Arcade facility. The vendors are very excited and they are very receptive. They are working with us, and they are also outlining some issues that they may be experiencing as well that we may not necessarily see. In so doing, we are now able to provide an elevated experience for our passengers as well as our locals in the new facility. Things such as signage, for example. We are currently under phase 1 of the project, and we hope to have construction completed by the end of 2026.
Massey Stores Waterfront is now temporarily closed for renovations for approximately 3 months. You are welcome to continue shopping with us at Massey Stores City Store or Leclerc, where you can enjoy double points on Wednesdays and Fridays, weekly sampling, and ring-a-ding Fridays during the renovations. Thank you for your understanding and continued support of Massey Stores. Our family serving your family.
Welcome back. St. Lucia's warm, humid climate is creating ideal conditions for cockroaches to thrive, prompting pest control experts to warn residents and businesses about the risks of persistent infestations. Exterminators are urging property owners to move beyond temporary over-the-counter sprays and adopt targeted, multi-step pest management strategies to effectively eliminate infestations and maintain safer, healthier indoor environments. Phoebe Popo reports.
For many householders and food business operators, spotting a cockroach is a frustrating sight. But beyond the immediate shock, these resilient pests carry serious bacteria, trigger severe allergies, and multiply rapidly in our warm tropical climate. True eradication requires understanding how everyday habits inadvertently create ideal breeding grounds and how modern pesticide science works to eliminate colonies at the root. Owner and Managing Director of FDL Pest Control, Christopher Lubin, is breaking down the science of cockroach control and explains how St. Lucia's warm climate creates ideal conditions for cockroaches to thrive, reproduce rapidly, and spread throughout properties.
In our homes, we have small tropical environments. So, for example, you might be somewhere in your house and you see an ufica, an egg case, somewhere above the door. And you wonder, why would the cockroach put it there or under your cupboard? That's the small tropical environment that the cockroach knows my young will survive there. So they know where to put the eggs to ensure survival.
Lubin says that St. Lucia is home to 10 distinct species, each requiring a different approach to identify and eliminate.
The different species of cockroaches we have in St. Lucia, we've come across between 9 and 10. So I'll try to classify them. We have cockroaches you find generally indoors. And in that case, you have the brown-banded cockroach and the German cockroach. We find them like in our kitchens, our bedrooms. A lot of them are brought in by us. The German cockroach is considered to be the most successful cockroach in the world because the egg case can have up to 45 cockroaches, and they're very small. They can thrive. They are what we call thigmotatic. They stay in tight spaces. So most times people see them, they spray, but that's not the best approach. You have peridomestic cockroaches, which would be the American cockroach, which is what most of us are accustomed with, and the Australian cockroach.
Lubin points out that, contrary to common belief, issues like piled-up trash and structural access points are primary drivers behind sudden infestations.
With regards to the American, which is the most common cockroach we see, a lot of the reasons why we do it is because cockroaches generally like fermenting material. So if you think of your home, you have a bale, you have malt, soft drinks, you drink, you put those bottles or cans in your cupboard, but you don't wash them out. So that's an example of how you can introduce them into your space because that's food. So if you can remove one of those aspects, food, shelter, or water, you make it more difficult for the pests.
Emphasizing that extermination is a team effort, Lubin highlights the critical role that property owners play in preparing their spaces and preventing pests from returning.
They need to first understand, they know their space better than us. So if they have a problem and they don't know what it is, they would have to depend on us to educate them. We meet customers who pretty much understand some of the problems, and one of the first things we speak to is sanitation. So sanitation doesn't necessarily mean you have garbage all over the place. Clutter finds itself falling under that category. You might have a lot of stuff in your cupboard or in a room that's all packed up. And take, for example, cardboard boxes. Cardboard boxes, the glue in the cardboard box is a carbohydrate. It's carbohydrate base in some cases, so that's food for a cockroach.
Effective pest control requires both professional treatment and responsible action by property owners. Customers are encouraged to monitor the pest activity and use baiting stations to identify sources. Proactive prevention, rather than temporary spraying, can help maintain cleaner, safer, and healthier homes and businesses. Reporting for Choice News Now, I am Phoebe Popo.
As schools across the island prepare to reopen, concerns over gang culture and its influence on students are once again coming into focus. Despite a reported truce between the rival 6 and 7 gangs in Trinidad, questions remain about how gang attitudes may affect the school environment. We took to the streets to hear from members of the public on what they believe should be done to address gang influence in schools. Here's what the people had to say.
Well, first of all, I believe that the securities in the school should be strengthened, and the students should be, as well as teachers, should be screened as well, because you never know what's happening. Because as long as, doesn't matter how small the weapon is, as long as you enter with it, you leave your home with it, you have a reason why you want to use it. So I believe they should screen all the students that is entering in the school.
Okay, all I can say is the gang issue is a very touchy one, and it's a situation where we're not even sure what exactly can be done. Everybody can have their input, and some people see it different ways. Some parents agree with the things that their children are doing because the gangs bring in maybe money on their end, and so they approve of their children being in it. Maybe not the violence part, but you know. And since school is starting again and we have sons and daughters out there, the safety issues, I'm not even really sure.
Firstly, I feel like if they had more structures at school to help people like the less fortunate children, it'll be better, because usually children go to gangs for family, for food, things they cannot get at home, and if we can provide that at school, or at least have a place to provide that, it'd be better.
First and foremost, I think that social media is like a driving force for how people tend to, there's a lot of influence on social media. So basically just making sure that your kids or monitoring your kids, what they watch, what they ingest, what they digest, because all of that I think is very important to, how they go out into the world, how they present themselves, because it's easy to pick up the phone and try to embody what you see online, and that's not how it's done. So do that, and then talk to your kids as well. And I also advise the teachers to talk to their students as well, because maybe they don't get that influence at home. Maybe you don't get the lessons at home. Teachers sometimes could serve as second parents. So if they can also talk to the kids and tell them how important it is to stay off the street and stay off your phones, then I'm sure that's a great thing to do.
I think the kids need something to do, honestly. Like, they need more access, third spaces, not just home and school, like able to do some sports, more community, do something else with their other friends that doesn't involve violence and other things like that. Just sports, just do something productive, honestly, just say.
I think the youth needs to be educated better at their homes.
What can be done? There are many things could be done, like talking to your children before heading to school or something. So, the peer pressure play a big factor in like, even if you talk to them at home, they meet up with friends, they will still be doing some, we don't know, other things. So I think, like, talk to your children at home, and I don't know, that is just it.
Once there's something put in place for every corner, in Castries, have police officers. Hopefully that should curb down the gang rates. In schools it all starts from home. I always believe it starts from home. It starts with the parents. But I know, especially with my daughter starting school, I know she will meet different characters. I also believe in discipline. So every parent should have at least take enough responsibility for their child, especially knowing the type of person he or she is. And hopefully that would work.
The news continues after the break with PR Daily. Stay with us.
Massey Store's waterfront is now temporarily closed for renovations for approximately 3 months. You are welcome to continue shopping with us at Massey Store City Store or Leclerc, where you can enjoy double points on Wednesdays and Fridays, weekly sampling, and ring-a-ding Fridays during the renovations. Thank you for your understanding and continued support of Massey Stores. Our family serving your family.
Mrs. Modest, your business is strong, but this expansion is way too ambitious.
We will be far more comfortable with a smaller fees.
It's not the business, it's the scale. Maybe reduce the scope?
Mrs. Modeste, we love your vision, and we have the right loan product to bring it to life.
When your plans are bigger and bolder and others don't see you, BOSL Elite Builders Capital Plus gives you the backing to move ahead. With 5% interest, up to 15 years to repay, 20% down, and a credit card of up to $100,000. BOSL Elite Builders Capital Plus, bringing bigger plans to life.
Advertise to a captive audience. Make your business a star with Choice TV. Call today for your advertising package. Make the right choice. Call 728-9652.
Welcome back to Choice News Now Prime. Here's PR Daily with Kishana Smith.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to PR Daily, your trusted source for the latest press releases, important announcements, community initiatives, and events. I am your presenter, Kishana Smith. The Dental Services Unit within the Ministry of Health, Wellness, and Nutrition is partnering with summer camps to provide oral health screenings and basic dental treatments, such as cleanings and fillings to children and teens via the mobile dental bus. In the next few weeks, the fully equipped mobile dental bus will be stationed at various summer camps in the north of the island. More in this report. The Dental Services Unit within the Ministry of Health, Wellness, and Nutrition is partnering with summer camps to provide oral health screenings and basic dental treatments such as cleaning and fillings to children and teens via the mobile dental bus. In the next few weeks, the fully equipped mobile dental bus will be stationed at various summer camps in the north of the island. This initiative aims to bridge the gap in access to preventative dental care to children during the summer break
by bringing the services directly to them. Dental hygienist Cheryl Sansir says this is the first time launching this initiative at the summer camps and is hopeful it will make a meaningful impact.
We have always had mobile clinics in schools, at churches, at community centers, so that we can bring to do cleaning for people, for children, whoever that would need it. They would engage us and we would come to these centers to do it. But now that we have the bus augments that program where the clinic is taken out of the clinic and we are out there bringing in the service to the people. We do go to the schools, we do what we have to do, but the bus now augments the programs that we have put in place for our nation to understand the merits of good oral hygiene.
Sansir says the mobile dental bus is convenient and valuable to supporting oral health in children.
Our teeth helps us to speak. Our teeth helps us to eat properly. Our teeth builds up the confidence of anybody. You go anywhere and you smile instead of frowning or covering your mouth, you are received better. Our teeth also give our face a nice structure. It makes you look younger, longer. As well as good oral health, it augments overall health.
The Dental Services Unit within the Ministry of Health is hopeful in the future they will be able to expand the mobile dental services to more summer camps in various communities around the island. Reporting from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Nutrition, I am Fennel Neptune.
Keeping the lights on across St. Lucia increasingly depends on what happens behind the scenes, and Lucilec has taken a significant step to strengthen that effort with the commissioning of a new machine shop at its cul-de-sac power station. The facility, coupled with specialized training for generation department personnel, is expected to enhance the company's ability to carry out critical repairs, fabrication and maintenance work in-house, reducing downtime and supporting the reliable supply of electricity to customers.
St. Lucia Electricity Services Limited, Lucilec, has commissioned a new machine shop at its cul-de-sac power station and trained generation department personnel in the use of the facility's equipment, strengthening in-house maintenance capability and supporting the continued reliability of electricity generation. The new machine shop will allow Lucilec's technical teams to carry out a wider range of repair, reconditioning and fabrication work internally. This includes the use of machine tools to repair, reshape, or manufacture mechanical components to precise dimensions and tolerance, a critical part of maintaining the company's generation assets. The investment is expected to improve the efficiency and responsiveness of maintenance activities by reducing dependence on external machine services and shortening lead times for some maintenance processes. It also supports Lucilec's broader focus on operational efficiency, cost discipline and reliability as the company continues to invest in the systems, people and infrastructure required to serve customers in an evolving energy environment. Lucilec Assistant Generation Engineer Lincoln Francis said the new facility gives the generation department greater flexibility in responding to maintenance needs in a more efficient and cost-effective manner.
And as you can imagine, as being part of the power station, we have many devices that have different parts, and those parts, really to create them, you use some form of machining. So whether we have a breakdown, whether we want to recondition a part, whether we want to make a customized part to make a new tool or to fit on something we already have existing, we're doing all of these things in-house as opposed to going out to contractors, and basically we're cutting down on the lead time for our maintenance processes.
The investment follows the generation department being named Lucilec's 2025 Department of the Year in May, a recognition linked in part to the team's role in helping to maintain reliable electricity supply during periods of major engine overhaul and maintenance activity at the cul-de-sac power station. Training on the new equipment was conducted by engineer Krom Ivanov, whose company supplied the tools. The equipment included a lathe turret milling machine, radial drill, vertical bandsaw, disc sander, and surface grinder. According to Ivanov, a major focus of the training was ensuring the safe and proper use of the machines.
We're going through the machines one by one, so the people are showing quite a lot of interest. They're having questions, which is good. Always questions are good, which means that they care. They want to learn a bit more how the machine is working, what they can do on that machine, the capacity of the machine, and things like that. We will get familiar with the functions of the machines, and we are going through the basically the most important thing is the safety use of the machine, how they can use it safe. So they will have a knowledge probably how to check the machine before they start using it. They will have the knowledge how to pre-check the machine before they start working on it. And after that, when they do the job, how to leave the machine in good condition, make sure that everything is all right, nothing is broken. So the next one, which is going on the job, will start doing it again.
Lucelec says the new machine shop forms part of its ongoing efforts to strengthen internal capability, improve operational efficiency, and support the reliable operation of its generation assets. As the company continues to pursue a more diversified and sustainable energy future, including greater integration and renewable energy over time, maintaining a dependable generation fleet remains essential to ensuring customers receive safe, reliable electricity throughout the transition.
The Water and Sewage Company Inc. WASCO has commenced construction on the northern pipeline upgrade between the Bonte Gap and the Grizzly Town Gap. The project involves the installation of a new 20-inch ductile iron main to replace the existing 14-inch cast iron pipeline. According to WASCO, the works represent the final phase of a broader upgrade of the northern transmission line, which will now maintain a consistent 20-inch diameter along the corridor. Motorists can expect lane restrictions and temporary road closures in the area, although at least one lane will remain open to facilitate traffic flow. Delays are anticipated and road users are encouraged to allow extra travel time and consider alternative routes where possible. And that's all for today's edition of PR Daily. If you have a press release that you want to share with our audience, send us an email at news.choicemedianetwork@gmail.com. Thank you for watching PR Daily, and do stay tuned for more news and updates. Back to you, Sheen.
Thank you, Kishana. Let's now take a look at the local weather forecast.
Massey Store's waterfront is now temporarily closed for renovations for approximately 3 months. You are welcome to continue shopping with us at Massey Store's City Store or Leclerc, where you can enjoy double points on Wednesdays and Fridays, weekly sampling, and ring-a-ding Fridays during the renovations. Thank you for your understanding and continued support of Massey Stores. Our family serving your family.
Moi quand tu as ce bout d'amis papa de moi agent clairement moi passer immigration nga ko police toi kebe moi ha ki bay
moi fi me rester seul no match
la j'aime vrai nga fait comme un bobol comme
people who know me look at me as being a humble little guy, you know.
Chova para mim já lady mas c'est comment c'est vai mon toi vai
moi ou pas fait moi pas fait hello excuse me I'm back.
Voice of the People, Tuesdays at 9 p.m. only on Choice TV.
St. Lucia's indigenous culture is the heartbeat of our island. Join us at Pigeon Island National Landmark, August 29th, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Come celebrate our indigenous heritage, see skills passed through families over thousands of years. Watch live demonstrations by our national treasures, the crafters of Choiseul. Try the craft yourself and buy them to take home. Food and drinks on sale, games for the kids, and music by DJ Nile and the Kapesh Solo Band. Regular entrance fees apply. Don't miss out. See you there.
Welcome back. Here's Kishana Smith once again with our regional news package.
Welcome to the regional news package. I'm your presenter, Kishana Smith. In Guyana, the legal controversy surrounding the deadly July 18th MV Barima disaster has deepened, with former Member of Parliament and Attorney-at-Law Sharandas Prasad launching a blistering attack on the decision to charge 3 crew members with 72 counts of murder, arguing that prosecutors will struggle to prove the intent required to sustain such charges in court. More in this report.
Former APNU-AFC Member of Parliament and Attorney-at-Law Sharandas Prasad has joined the growing legal debate surrounding the prosecution of 3 MV Barima crew members, declaring that the murder charges brought against them are ludicrous and a display of pure stupidity. Captain Kevin Price, Chief Mate Rondell Roberts, and Good Superintendent Delon Granderson have each been charged with 72 counts of murder stemming from the July 18 MV Barima tragedy. In a video statement, Prasad questioned how prosecutors intend to establish the necessary elements of murder against the 3 men, particularly the required mental element.
You must have 2 elements. One is the mental, the mens rea and the actus rea. The mental element meaning you're thinking of doing something, and the actus reus, when you go about to do this thing.
He questioned whether the prosecution's case could establish that the accused possessed the requisite intent for murder in relation to the deaths.
I want to ask this learned senior counsel DPP, Shalimar Haq, if she is certain that these men, the 3 men, plan to kill 72 people on that ship.
While acknowledging the enormous scale of the tragedy and the suffering of the victims' families, Prasad maintained that the loss of life, however devastating, does not by itself establish murder.
The charge is not only ludicrous, it's a display of pure stupidity. And I'm wondering why the learned and other senior counsel, Attorney General, has said nothing about it.
Prasad further renewed calls for the sunken MV Barima to be salvaged, arguing that a physical examination of the vessel could provide critical evidence about what caused the disaster.
We don't know the real cause, and that again I've mentioned earlier to a good friend, that the boat should be salvaged. A lot of answers would come from finding that boat and examining the boat.
His intervention comes after Attorney-at-Law Dexter Todd also challenged the prosecution, arguing that the state departed from the legal framework governing maritime casualties by laying murder charges before the statutory investigative process under the Guyana Shipping Act had been completed. Prasad, though, is no stranger to political controversy. On December 21, 2018, while serving as an APNU-AFC government member of parliament, he stunned the National Assembly by voting in favor of an opposition-sponsored no-confidence motion against his own government. His vote triggered a prolonged constitutional and political battle that ultimately reached the Caribbean Court of Justice and paved the way for early elections. Prasad later served as Guyana's High Commissioner to India, but was recalled in 2022 after a video surfaced showing him verbally abusing an Indian animal rights activist outside his official residence. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
A magnitude 4.1 earthquake rattling Grenada in the early hours of Sunday morning has once again put earthquake preparedness in the spotlight, reminding residents that unlike hurricanes, which often come with the days of warning, seismic events can strike suddenly and leave little time to react.
Sunday's 4.1 was a reminder that the ground beneath us can move at any time. But has Grenada adopted a culture of preparedness for earthquakes as we have for hurricanes?
The advice is simple: drop, cover, and hold on. But how familiar are Grenadians with that response? And would they know how to use it when the ground starts shaking? Disaster Risk Management Specialist Sylvan McIntyre says Sunday's 4.1 magnitude earthquake should not be ignored.
The damage we've had recorded in the Caribbean has been just beyond that, 5, 6, and so forth. But because in some cases there are areas that may not be very stable, there are some buildings that may have not been built to particular building codes, they can have some effect. So it is important that any tremor at any level should be some cause of concern, and not just having the tremor, but the frequency with which they occur. If you beat on a particular area, beat it once, twice, the result you may get beaten it 7 and 8 times will be different. You're shaking the same spot, and then you have a weak spot occurring.
Grenadians are accustomed to preparing for hurricanes, but earthquake preparedness requires a different response. National Disaster Coordinator Terence Walters says public awareness and preparedness are key.
We must be mindful that the possibility of a major one occurring, okay, it is there, okay, it's possible that can happen, it's real, so we must be mindful of that. As we say, drop, cover, hold, but you may be in a room that has nothing for you to cover under or hold on to, right? So you as an individual, you must make some sort of decision, or, take a decision based on where you are, based on the circumstances. So the National Disaster Management Agency, we continue to educate the population, let people know, how they can prepare for earthquakes, or how they can respond. But like we say, there's no early warning system, and it's something where you have to educate yourself as an individual.
Preparedness also extends to the country's buildings and infrastructure. Grenada's building regulations include seismic safety requirements under SRO 42 of 2016, which adopts the regional OECS building code. The code sets standards for construction to account for earthquake forces, including structural reinforcement, to reduce the risk of building failure. Critical facilities, including schools, hospitals, and shelters, are also subject to structural requirements aimed at improving resilience.
Earthquakes may be unpredictable, but a response doesn't have to be. And as Grenada strengthens its disaster preparedness, experts say being ready for earthquakes must also become part of our culture. For GBN News, I am Eugenia Peters.
And that's all for our regional news package this evening. Back to you, Shi.
Thank you, Kishana. Our final segment coming up right after the break. Stay with us.
Life is full of tough choices. This one shouldn't be one of them. Wait, 9 pieces for $35? That's crazy. But do I need KFC today? I mean, I had it. When did I last have KFC? Oh yeah, that was a good day. Okay, wait. If I don't buy it, someone else will. And what if they take the last bucket? Yep, right decision. Definitely right decision.
KFC Crazy Tuesday, because some deals are too good to resist.
Courts presents their 2026 all-range event. Be inspired at all Court stores nationwide. Come see what's new in everyday furniture and appliances. Get a chance to win an Indorama 30-inch stove with appliance purchase of $5,999 or more. Great deals on TVs and wall mounts. Everyday great value on mattresses. Bedroom bundle deals up to 25% off. Be inspired at the Courts 2026 all-range event. Affordable convenience for your home. Only at Courts. Bringing value home. Offer ends July 25th, 2026. Conditions apply.
Welcome back. Before we end tonight's broadcast, here's our update. California is moving to ensure teenagers learn essential money management skills before entering adulthood, with legislation requiring every public high school student to complete a standalone financial literacy course. The requirement, enacted following legislation passed in 2024, makes California the 26th U.S. state to mandate personal finance education for all public high school students, including those in charter schools. The one-semester course must be offered statewide by fall 2027. Students will learn practical skills covering banking, budgeting, credit scores, loans, taxes, investing, insurance, fraud prevention, and identity theft. The curriculum will also address ways to finance college, workforce training, apprenticeships, and other career pathways. Some school districts have already introduced financial literacy courses offering personal finance education since 2023, with strong student interest reported. The initiative reflects growing recognition that financial skills can help young people make informed decisions about saving, spending, borrowing, and building wealth as they prepare for careers and independent adulthood. Now, can we do the same for high schools in St. Lucia? And with that, we come to the end of our primetime newscast. On behalf of the entire Choice TV family, thank you for staying with us. Stay tuned for more quality programming on Choice TV.